Hello everyone and welcome to today's session on string operations in C. Today we are going to explore one of the most important and practical topics in C programming: how to work with strings. Strings are everywhere in programming, from usernames and email addresses to file paths and messages. Understanding how to manipulate them is absolutely essential. In this session, we will cover 4 fundamental string operations. First, we'll learn about substring extraction using loops. Second, we'll explore finding a character using string character. Third, we'll dive into finding a substring. And finally, we'll learn about splitting strings.
Alright, let's begin with our first concept, substring extraction. What exactly is substring extraction? Think of a string as a long piece of rope with letters written on it. Sometimes you don't need the entire rope, you just need a specific section of it. That section is called substring. For example, if I have a word programming and I want to extract just the word gram from the middle part of it, I am performing substring extraction. Why do we need this? So let me give you some real world scenarios. For extracting names. So if you have a full name like John Michael Smith, you want to extract just the first name John. Getting file extensions. From document.pdf, you might want to extract .pdf. Processing dates 2025, 11, 19. You just want to extract just the year 2025. How does this work? Since C doesn't have a built-in function to extract substrings, we need to do it manually using loops. Here's the logic. We need 3 pieces of information. The original string, where we are copying from, the starting position, where we begin extracting, the length, how many characters to copy. Now the syntax looks like this. If we break this down, we get the loop that runs for the length we want to extract. If we want 4 characters, the loop will run 4 times. In each iteration, we copy one character from the original string to our new substring. The formula is original start plus I is the key here. It helps us pick the right character each time. So here's a visual example. Let's say we have the string programming. In position 0, we have P, 1, R, O at 2, G at 3, so on and so forth. So like we start from position 3 and we say the length should be 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we get gram. Finding a character using string character. What is string character? The name string character stands for string character. It's built-in function in C that searches for a single character inside a string. Think of it like using the find feature in a text editor. You're looking for one specific letter or symbol. Why would one use this? Here are some practical applications. For example, email validation, password validation, file path analysis, data parsing. And how does string character work? It is quite simple. The syntax looks like this. So here we have string in the text you're searching in. Character is what you're looking for, just one character probably. The result is a pointer. Think of it as an arrow pointing to where the character was found. Now let's talk about finding a substring. Name strings is where we are searching for a string within another string. This is like using the find feature in a text editor, but instead of searching for a single letter, you're searching for entire words or phrases. The haystack and needle analogy. Here's a famous analogy in programming: finding a needle in a haystack. The haystack is your main string, the large text you are searching through. The needle is what you're looking for, the word or phrase you want to find. Why use string? Here are some real world applications: email verification, URL validation, keyword search, content filtering. How does string work? Now, this is the syntax for the same. Here, haystack is our main string, the text that you're searching in. Needle is the substring that you're trying to find, and result is a pointer that will point to where the substring was found. Just like string character, the function returns if the substring is found, results point to the first occurrence. If the substring is not found, result is null. Now let's talk about our final concept, that is string splitting. What is string splitting? Imagine you have a sentence, hello world, welcome. Splitting means breaking it into individual words like hello, word, welcome. Or if you have a list like apple, banana, cherry. Now, what is a delimiter? A delimiter is the character that separates the paths. It's like a boundary marker. The common delimiters include space for splitting sentences into words, comma for splitting CSV data, colon for splitting time formats like 10, 30, and 45 seconds, and semicolon for splitting multiple statements. What are tokens? When we split a string, each piece is called a token. Think of tokens as the individual words or items we extract. There are two methods for splitting. First method is manual splitting using loops. This is the do-it-yourself approach where we loop through each character in the string, build up a word character by character, then we hit a delimiter like a comma or a space. We know the word is complete. We print or save that word, then start building the next one. The logic looks like this. The second method is using string token. The built-in function C provides is a function called string token which does all the hard work for us. The name string token means it returns one token at a time. Here's how it works. First, we pass the string and the delimiter, it returns the first token. Then, we pass null instead of the substring. This tells string token to continue from where it left off and return the next token. Then, until string token returns null, meaning there are no more tokens, the loop continues. Now, since we've covered all four topics in theory, I'm going to walk you through a comprehensive code that demonstrates all four operations. Alright, here we start with our standard input-output library and string.h. This is where our main function starts. This is to show that this is what we are going to learn about is substring extraction. Here, now this creates a character array containing the word programming. In C, strings are just arrays of character. Car substring 50. This declares an empty character array with space for 50 characters. This will hold our extracted substring. Int start is equal to 3 and int length is 4. We are setting up our extraction parameters. Start 3 means we begin at index 3 and the length 4 means we want to extract 4 characters in total. Now comes the extraction loop. This is the extraction loop. This loop runs 4 times because the length is 4. So let me show you what happens in each iteration. So when I is equal to 0, we copy the original 3 which is G to substring 0. And then when I is equal to 1, then we copy our original 4 which is R. And then A and N. So we are copying GRAM which spells gram. We add the null terminator at position 4 to mark the end of the string. Without this, C doesn't know where the string ends and you'll get garbage characters when you try to print. Then now we have our printf which prints the result showing our extracted substring gram. Now next we have finding character. Our car email is student@example.com and car's search car is @ So we set up our test data and email address stored in character array and the character we are searching for is the @ symbol. Now car result is equal to string character email comma search car. So this is the key line. String character is the function that does the email searching. Email is where we are searching the haystack and search car is what we are looking for, which is @. Car result is a pointer. Think of it as an arrow pointing to where @ was found. If car result is not equal to null, so we check that if the character was found, null in C means nothing or not found. So if character result is not null, that means we found it. Now we come to the next printf, which will print at which position it was found. So this line calculates the position. This line prints the position at which it was found. How it is found is the character result points to where @ is at in the email. So when we subtract email from character result, we get the distance between them, which is the position. Now we print the remaining string. Since card result points to at, when we print it as string using %s, it prints everything from at onward. So like at example.com. Now let's look at substring searching. Now our car sentence is I love programming in C language. Car search word is programming. Now we're setting up a sentence to search in, and the word we are looking for here is programming. So our car sub result, this is similar to string character, but we are now searching for an entire word and not just one character. So that is the only difference over here. Again, we check if it was found. If yes, we calculate the position using pointer subtraction. Programming starts at position 7 in our sentence. If yes, we calculate the position using pointer subtraction. Now we get to string splitting. First, the manual method. Car text 1 apple, banana, cherry. We have character word 50 and word index tracks our position in the current word. Alright, here you can see we've noticed the lesser than or equal to, not just the lesser than. This is important. We need to process the null terminator at the end to handle the last word properly. Now this line checks if we have hit a delimiter, comma, or the end of the string, means we have completed a word. So if we find a delimiter, add null terminator to complete the current word, print the word like apple, reset the word index to 0. Else, if it's not a delimiter, copy the character to our word buffer, increment word index to move to the next position. Now finally, the string token method, which is much simpler. We have set up our space separated sentence and a pointer to hold each token. Now this is the first call to string token. Pass the actual string text to, we pass the delimiter, the space, and it returns a pointer to the first token, hello. Now this is where our loop is, and the loop prints the current token. It calls string token again, but this time passes null instead of text to. Passing null tells string token continue from where you left off. And we complete the program with a return 0 and our closing bracket. Now let's try running this program. You can see that in our substring extraction, the original string was programming. We extracted substring from index 3 and the length 4, which we have here as gram. Then we had our finding character, which was to find at from our email, and we found it in position 7. Then we had finding substring. We had to find programming from the sentence I love programming in C language. The substring was found at the position 7. Splitting string in our manual method. We had comma separated sentence apple, banana, cherry, and this is how we split it. Now splitting string by string token method, we had a sentence hello world, welcome to C programming, and this is how splitting by space looks like. Now everything works as expected.
And that brings us to the end of today's session on string operations in C. Keep coding, keep learning, and remember, every expert programmer was once a beginner. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.